Let's be real. Every single day, you are hit with a tidal wave of information. But in that flood, how do you tell what's actually true from what's designed to fool you? Today, we're going to do more than just talk about fake news. We're building a practical toolkit so you can see right through the noise.
This whole problem isn't new, not by a long shot. Way back in 1897, a rumor that Mark Twain had died went, well, viral, at least by 19th century standards. His response, sent over a telegram, is probably one of the most famous fact checks in history. It was basically one of the first big celebrity death hoaxes.
But just think about that for a second. What took days, maybe even weeks, to spread back then, now happens in the blink of an eye. That's the real difference. The sheer scale and blinding speed of these fakes have just exploded, turning what was a rare thing into constant digital background noise.
And today, we are so far beyond just death hoaxes. We're talking AI fooling millions with a picture of the Pope wearing a big, puffy designer jacket. We're talking fake brand collaborations that go viral before the companies can even say, we didn't do that. And you know what I'm talking about, those urgent, totally false warnings on WhatsApp that get forwarded around, spreading panic one text message at a time. The volume is just wow.
So to fight back, we have to know what we're fighting. And it really all starts with the language. Let's get a few key terms straight, because trust me, not all fake news is created equal. Okay, this difference right here is absolutely critical. Misinformation, that's an honest mistake. Think of your aunt sharing an article she genuinely thinks is true. No harm intended. But disinformation, that's different. That is a weapon. It is deliberately created to deceive you, maybe to make money, or just to cause chaos. It's all about the intent. And then you've got this third, much more subtle category, malinformation. This is when someone takes something that's actually true, like a private email or a personal photo, and releases it with the specific goal of hurting someone. It's literally using the truth as a weapon. So why do all these labels even matter? Well, because these digital lies aren't just pixels on a screen. They have massive, real-world consequences that can affect our health, our democracy, and our wallets. This is not a game. Just look at this number. $300 million. That's what COVID-19 misinformation cost Canada in avoidable hospital bills alone. These lies have a real, tangible financial weight. And it goes way beyond money. These falsehoods create a huge challenge for our legal system. When public figures get targeted by lies, it's incredibly difficult to hold the people who spread them accountable in court. And the reason for that comes down to a single legal idea. It's called actual malice. To win a defamation case, a public figure has to prove that the publisher knew the information was false but published it anyway, or that they acted with a reckless disregard for the truth. That is an insanely high bar to clear, which means the courts can't be our only defense. Our own critical thinking has to be. Okay, so that's the problem. It's huge, it's costly, it's complicated, it's easy to feel a little helpless. But we're not. So let's pivot. Let's talk about the solution. How do we start building our defenses? So how do we defend ourselves? The key is to get proactive. Instead of just waiting to react to fakes after they've already spread, we can build up our digital resilience ahead of time. You can think of it like a vaccine. It inoculates us and our communities against disinformation before it even has a chance to take hold. This whole strategy is called pre-bunking, and it's pretty simple. First, get ahead of the story. You flood the information space with good, accurate facts before the lies can even find a foothold. Second, you push for digital literacy. You encourage simple habits like asking, hey, where did this come from? And third, you're transparent. You build trust by admitting what you know and what you don't. This approach basically preps our collective immune system, making everyone way less likely to fall for it.
But pre-bunking is the long game. What do you do when a really suspicious article or some crazy photo lands in your feed right now? Well, that's when you need to break out your reactive toolkit, the practical, on-the-spot verification tools. Your first stop should always be to see if an expert has already done the work for you. Snopes is like the original gangster of internet myth-busting. FactCheck.org is a nonpartisan powerhouse for political claims, and Google's Fact Check Explorer is an awesome search engine for finding the latest fact checks from all over the world. You should probably bookmark all three. Now, if you see a photo that just feels off, a reverse image search is your best friend. Seriously, tools like TinEye or Google let you upload an image and see where else it's appeared online. This is how you can instantly spot a photo from a hurricane 5 years ago being passed off as happening today.
It's a simple but really powerful trick.
And this brings us to the new frontier, spotting stuff written by AI. As these language models get scarily good, it's getting harder to tell if you're reading something from a human or a bot. Tools like CopyLeaks can actually analyze text and give you a probability that it was written by an AI. This is becoming absolutely crucial for identifying things like automated propaganda campaigns.
So, let's pull it all together. We've defined the different kinds of bad information, we understand the stakes are super high, and we've built a toolkit with both proactive and reactive defenses. Where does that leave us?
And really, this is the key takeaway. You are not a passive victim here. Just by understanding the difference between a simple mistake and a malicious lie, and knowing how to use a few simple tools, you are back in control. It's all about actively choosing clarity over chaos.
I absolutely love this quote. It's from an article about the fashion industry of all places, but it applies to, well, everything. In a world totally saturated with digital illusions, where image is everything, the ability to find and share what is actually real, yeah, that's the new luxury. And that brings us to the end. We've armed you with the knowledge, we've given you the tools, the power to question, to verify, and to share things responsibly is in your hands now. So the final question isn't really for me to answer, it's for you. In a world of fakes, how will you find what's real?